Servus! Herzlich willkommen. Ich habe keine Lust auf eine von den drei Szenen, also skip. Nee, auf jeden Fall. Auch keine Lust, da gehen wir zur Nacht. So. Wir gehen mal wieder raus. It's not too late. Should we go back? There's no point come here. I never knew about the West House like this in the first place. I have absolutely nothing to do with it. It's just a story. I thought I had heard somewhere. It feels like dreaming about the movie I saw before going to bed. Of course, the original film has been rewritten as they saw fit and remade in contemporary style, rapidly simply revived. And yet, there's one scene that hasn't changed one bit from the original. Those two people Western House at night. I'm trying to go back inside the film and see the dream. Feeling a chill, I start running. I've already gone this far, I can't turn back. I need to make sure, whatever there is, whatever awaits me, is the source of this uneasy feeling that covers all the town. I enter a large room on the second floor. I see a scene I have seen so many times before. There is nobody. Natürlich, nobody. There's no woman sleeping on the sofa, no rotten man sitting in a chair. Well, of course, because during daytime the conclusion is that it's nothing more than just a deserted old house. Those two don't even exist. The story is nothing but a dream, a mere fairy tale. I leave the haunted house behind. Just in case I look up the window on the second floor, nothing abnormal. Why would you do this? Still puzzled, I started walking down the hill. Shinji am Hafen.
Well?
Nobody's there at the corner of the pier. I'm pretty sure this was Shinji's spot. What's up with that? The weather was so nice just now, and yet the sky is suddenly getting covered in dark clouds. No, I can't turn back now. If there's really a storm coming, I should warn him.
Oi, Shinji! いるか? 一雨来るぞ! 風も強そうだぞ! 波にさらわれて海藻の仲間入りする前に帰らないか?
And so the wind has gotten beyond just strong. No matter how you look at it, it is not natural. The moment I'm at the harbor, a big storm comes. Pretty much a cataclysm.
なんだ? カプセルが光り出して.
The time has come. Let us begin the battle of the king who challenged the stars. Your go machine, the stories of the heroes. You come to cave the papaya, the fire dragon, the plains of will. Sadly, your destiny won't wait. Lord Goblin playing the third.
No.
Something is being directly inside my mind. The language is too ancient and I can't make out any of it but.
なんてことだ。このカプセルは未来世界で大流行なもしもしゲーで基本無料だけど最終的には重課金を要求。しかしその見返りにランキング1位になったプレイヤーは世界を思い通りにできるだと。
Well, I caught the gist of it anyway.
その通りだ。選ばれた日本チャンピオンよ。あと待っていた。お前を待っていたぞ。我が運命のデュエリストよ。
貴様何者。
I can't even open my eyes in the storm. Having suddenly appeared out of some far corner of the harbor, the mysterious character that's out of his silly laugh, not unlike of that crazed drug addict.
何者かだって？何者かだって何者かだって？わからないか。そうさ、わからないよね。ゴージャスな僕、すごいぞ、気持ち悪いぞ。見て見てエミヤ、あぶく銭で溺れる引きこもごもとか、人間の負の想念とか、そういうのが溢れてもう大変さ。
A flash lightning amongst the field spins, and the raging blue waves, and now the high-pitched cry of seagulls. You could say the spectacle is the end of the world, in more ways than one, and by no means a minor development. Cool, totally out of the blue. Is this Armageddon that will shake the stars themselves?
まさかお前は的を信じ。バカな、お前は確かに死んだはずだ。
死んでないのね。いえ、キャラ的にはほとんど死んでいましたが、だからこそ地獄から蘇ったのだ。ゴッドプレイヤーエミヤよ。虐げられた者どもの怒りが僕を蘇らせたのだ。見てほしいのね、このたぎるマイパワー。
A swirl of magical energy that reminds me of Saber. Just what kind of power up the tea.
って全然変わってね
え。気持ちはわかるけど、そう驚かないでほしいね。そう、今までの僕は僕じゃない。言うならば、これまでの僕が種なしのスイカだとしたら、今からの僕は種なしのメロン。いや、
Okay.
スイカを待つ芋虫だとしたら、脱皮した後のさなぎなのさ。
All empty inside. In other words, and I wish you would listen to my retorts.
まあいいや。ともかく俺たちはカプサバで頂点に立った戦士なんだな。なんか宿命のライバルなんだな。俺はみんなのために、お前は世界を滅ぼすために戦うんだな。
ナイスリアクション。話がわかるじゃんかエミヤ。さてはこういうノリ好きだろお前。
おう、結構やけだけど、勝ったり負けたり泣いたり見え張ったり10周打ち切りとか大好きだ。そんなわけで行くぞシンジ。お前だけは絶対に許さない。
吠えるじゃんか主人公。だが今日は僕の方が強い。覚醒したライバルの力を思い知るがいい。行くぞエミヤ。この金に明かせて集めたカプサバたちで俺のターンエンドだぜ。
Live. Yep, wir spielen Hammerfuda. Ich kann nichts machen. Ich kenne nur das Hammerfuda aus Tales of Serie. The storm is over. The whirlwind of some unknown enthusiasm is gone too, and the two of us have calmed down. The point is kind of uncomfortable.
じゃあいつもの場所に戻りますね。
Yeah, I know the response. There are times when a man must not be talked to.
じゃあこれあげます。気が向いたらスペシャルから遊んでくださいね。
He cheerfully relocates the other end of the pear. He covered himself by cardboard box,
俺も家に帰るか。
Perishing the last 30 minutes of my memory, I leave the harbor behind. Destruction of the Earth by Shinji-Oh thus narrowly averted. His greatest performance in the tale of the hero that battled against them will be forgotten. Having never been told, even once. The end. Toro Buru Hanafuda travel journey is now enabled. Farewell, Shinji-Oh. Select under special format of the menu. Lauter Rinsinnen.
よし、こんなところか。
I've been muttering the same thing the whole time I was brewing tea in the kitchen. I had to admit it, but I have never yet to make tea myself.
今日はあいつもやる気だからな。
I heard there's something about clothing. And since she was on a trip, she didn't get any chance to replace her plain clothes, and we're now in the midst of an uproar that left closets looking like a tornado and ripped through it. Nothing at all. Like a man such as myself, who perfectly content just to exchange the top of the bottom drawers in a wardrobe and call it a day.
あれだけは俺も付き合うわけにはいかないからな。
If I insist on helping, I will only be greeted by an overcast of gunner shots. And so, I was staying downstairs attempting to stare down one of the textbooks and waiting for instructions. Now that she has just called me up, I've brewed some tea to bring with me.
登坂、入るぞ。
いいわよ。はい、ご苦労様でした。やっぱり労働の後の一服はありがたいわよね。
Schade, ich die Jauchfarbe. Susa accepts the cup and applies her lips to the rim. Looks like they simply couldn't wait for her red tea any longer. Before I wear the score on the tea and notice the clothes of Tosaka's bed. It's aber unverwirrt to see unverwirrt looking. A black dress with matching white apron. Just like...
メイドの服みたいだ。
みたいだじゃなくて、ズバリ使用人のお色せよ。なんで私のところに入ってたんだか。
Susa looks over the dress as he sips her tea. Servants, that's right, she does live alone here now,
い
but...
たのか？登坂の家にメイドって。
お父様の頃はね。私が中学に入る頃までずっと勤めた家政婦さんも実家に帰っちゃって。
Oh!
この色せもその時に処分したと思ったんだけど、ひょっこり出てきたの。せっかく見つけたけどどうしようかと思ってね。
どうしようかって。着るのか？
Das kommt hier mal nicht. What else does it do with clothes?
エミヤくんってそういう好みなんだ。
なんでそんな話になるんだよ。服なら着るしかないだろ。飾っておいてどうするんだ。
どうだか。イリアスフィールのメイドたちに違和感たっぷりの目を向けてたの。あれはホムンクルスだったからじゃなくて、あのメイド服が気に入らなかったからじゃないの？
That's a pretty evil grin she has. I'm only impressed by how complete it is, down to perfectly white clothing and mace headpiece.
なら、お前が着るのかよ、登坂。
冗談でしょう。登坂の当主である私がどうして使用人の服を着なきゃいけないってのよ。
I've made her angry. Seems like her stubborn pride is that what's stopping her. My personal opinion is that as long as it fits, nothing else matters.
でもそうね、服は着せてこそ花だし、どうせならセイバーに着せてみたいかな、なんとなく。
セイバーにか。それもまた。
Daher kam es die für Saber Alter Summer. can't really say whatever it would mesh or not.
どこを見ているのです、お坊ちゃま。
Now she would get pissed way more than Tosaka. What a hero and then making me weird. She would yell. However, that's...
サーバントだからメイドサーバントと。
うん、ちょっとベタだから言わないようにしてたけど、予想通り言ってくれて安心したわ。
Just as you expected. She's sitting there, clutching her knees, but I forged ahead and boldly voiced my opinion on the other suitable candidate for the maid uniform.
遠坂が着ないのならさくらとか。
Ooh.
おかえりなさいませ、ご主人様。
What's with the exasperated look? Just expect her to give me. You dare to make my sister wear that? What in the world are you thinking, you moron? Of a sample with no sense of integrity. Spiel.
あの子だったら喜んできそうね。それで白旦那様とか危ないわね。これはさくらには見せちゃいけないわ。
The good for nothing big sister mumbles to herself with a low voice.
旦那様ってなんだそれ。さくらがそんなことするわけないだろ。
え、ああ、聞こえちゃった。
いいけど。じゃあ次、さくらがダメならライダーだ。気性といい外見といい、すごく似合う気がする。
申し分なさすぎて怖いわね。それもまた。
Steadfast and selfless, Ryder is an ideal match as a master, Saku's personal servant.
旦那様、お仕事の時間です。
Seeing as Ryder is into fashion, she wouldn't think anything when she sees the maid dress. She would very likely just put it on.
でもライダーもああ見えて火遊び好きでシチュエーション的に
さっきからお前のつぶやきが全く理解できないんだが、それはともかくあと似合うと言ったら
Total suddenly burst out of lava. Looks like we both have the same personal mind, but her actions completely opposite of mine.
傑作よそれ。藤村先生は大喜びかもね。きっとそのまま学校に出てくるわ。それでなぜ先生がメイド服なのかエミヤくんが一生懸命説明するのよ。
She seems to be looking forward to it. Even so, I was just thinking the same
一
thing.
瞬でもいいと思った俺がバカだった。これは藤姉には絶対禁止だ。
ええ、私も学校でそんな藤村先生に会ったら困るわ。腹筋疲れるし。けどこれでいろいろ遊べそうなことは確かね。
There's a picture of the maid outfit on her bed. She will probably just put it away for now, but I can't really get it out of my mind now that I've seen it.
なんだよ遠坂。
やっぱり私が着てるのを見たい？
はい？
ごきげんよう、ご主人様。
It's not that they don't want to see it. It's just they don't want to be to demand it so loudly. On top of that, even if my wish comes true, there's no telling how much I would have to compensate for it.
でもまあそれでも見たいかな。
えらいえらい。正直者のエミヤくんにはいつかご褒美をあげましょうっと。
The closet shuts with a clank, and the maid dress disappears into darkness just like that. Ah, goodbye, another miracle yet to be realized.
さあ、これでおしまいっと。
そうだ。下で読んでたテキストでわからないところがあったんだ。
あら、そう。時間もあるから教えてあげるわよ。こっちに持ってきなさい。
サンキュー、遠坂。じゃあ、いつもの指導、よろしくお願いします。
Die Szene war recht kurz. Yep. Das machen wir mal wann anders. Doch versuch's mal wann anders.
マスターアップが近づくと憔悴しきるか妙にハイになるかどちらかだけど、
まるで戦場のようですね。
これを作画していた時の原画担当ははあはあギラギラと肩で息をしつつも一時も手を休めないという危機迫る状態だったわね。
もはや宿題とも言うべきメイド志向の業を再確認したわけですね。
そうね。このエマモードも実はもっぱらメイドの生足を鑑賞するために付加されたくらいだし。で、セイバーのことを言ってるんだけど、
なんであれ衣装が増えるのは喜ばしいことではないですか。
おお、おみ足解くとごろうじろと聖母にでもなったつもりか。
Nein, sie ist nicht stark. 2000 Yen.
原画担当コメント。リンのメイド服左はなんちゃって正統派というコンセプト。セイバーはメイド喫茶風右。
ははは、こやつめ。まあ可愛いから許しましょ
まだった。昔はこの手のメイド服は受け付けられなかったけど、今は結構 OK。
う。嘘
嘘だな。さくらのメイド服はウェイトレス風左。ライダーは月姫のメイドさんの格好右。
Ah, da kann ich bekannt
映画
vor.
担当より。
ライダーのスーパーサラブレッドテールも素敵だけど、さくらもよく似合ってるわね。
ほう。
何その期待顔は。オチはありません。タイミングよく褒めてあげればちゃんと木に登ってくれる子なんですから。
君の弟子とやらの行く末が心配だ。
So, der Text bei Ryder im Raum. I go visit Ryder. He's probably bleeding as usual.
おいライダーって。
Oh, great timing. Are you free right now? Just am I about to ask her? She slips right by me. As if she has something to do, she walks by rapidly. So much for that. Maybe I'll just drink some tea by myself.
はい、本日の予約ですが。
I've run to Ryder again. I'll make some tea for her too, just in case. Since the teapot is still full of hot water, I quickly brew some loose green tea.
はい、午後なら空いていますか。スタイリストの方は。では3時からですね。
Stylist? I bring the tea into the living room and offer some to Ryder.
ライダー電話。
はい、美容院に連絡を。
I'm not sure what I knows to surprise about, but the revelation that Steph into temporary stupor. Well, there's a woman in her prime after all, and it's no surprise she could go to a saloon, but for beauty like her to go in the same place in Myanmar frequently by Homurara
美
students?
容院って美山町の。
ええ、これだけの髪ですと自分一人で手入れするのも週に2回ほどの周期で時間をかけてトリートメントをしてもらっているので。
Right as hair. Now that I think about it, I suddenly feel like touching her ever-waving smoothly strands of hair. It would be nice to run my head through them just once. No, down, boy. That's a good way to get yourself killed.
もしかしてライダーの髪って伸びるのか？
いえ、伸びはしませんが、やはり乱れてきますから。
Where sips at the tea?
霊体になって実体化すれば、髪は元通りになります。
ならそうすればいいんじゃ。
髪程度の問題でさくらに負担をかけたくはありません。ですので、本当に面倒ですが、髪の手入れは自分で解決しなくてはなりません。正直、乱れたままだと私も機嫌が悪くなりますから。
そっか。いろいろ大変なんだな、女の人って。
そう言っていただけるのはありがたいのですが、シロ？
Ich wollte dich raus haben?
気にかけるのでしたら、私よりもさくらを優先してください。さくらはあなたに気遣いされれば喜びます。私もそう言ってあなたたちを見ているのは嬉しい。
もうそうか。頑張る。
Oh.
シロには戦いより難しいでしょうが、尽力してください。
She said something scary, a little too scary.
さくらには十分気を使うとしてだな。盗作あたりはどうなんだろう。あいつも美容室に行ってるのかな。
彼女には余計なお世話だと思います。
That was quick.
誤解なきように。リンは努力を表さない性格です。美容の苦心をシロに知られれば侮辱されたと思うでしょう。
Yeah.
なるほど。
A swan's feet is what they say. As for the remaining members of the women's
じゃ
squad,
あセイバーは？
微妙ですね。私が行けと言えば喧嘩になりますが、シロが言えば忠告と取るでしょう。
it's indeed quite difficult to predict how it would unfold. Should probably say something along the lines, I like this hair supposed your hairstyles do not fit me.
で、藤姉はどうかな。
Really, what would that be like?
喜ぶかもしれませんよ。
はい。
ですから喜ぶかもしれません。あまり化粧をする人柄ではありませんが、嫌いではないようですし、シロが美容室に行きたいと言えば二つ返事で同行するのではないでしょうか。
Wait, does it imply that I would be the one going for a makeover and not Fujine?
もしもの話はここまでにしておこう。で、ライダーはこれから？
美容室は午後からです。それまでのんびりしています。
And so she proceeds to let the camp in front of the TV.
かくいう私は。
Not found what? The beauty salon?
なんでだ？生き慣れてるっぽいじゃないか。
そうなのですが、鏡がありますから。
Ah, I see. There are indeed a lot of mirrors in the hair salon. Rise to is Medusa. Her tail includes a defeat with a mirror-like shield.
伝説でいうところの鏡の盾だっけ？石化の魔眼を跳ね返したっていうのは。
According to Greek mythology, Medusa had the mystic eyes blocked by Perseus' shield and was defeated by having her head cut off or something like that. So does it mean...
髪切るときってメガネを外すよな。そうなると鏡と向かい合うことになるけど。
しません。鏡を見たところで私は石化しませんから。ペルセウスは鏡に映った風景を頼りにして私と戦ったのです。直接私と目を合わせないために。
ああ、なるほど。
Percy's shield did not reflect the mystic eye. He merely made them ineffective by avoiding eye contact.
でもそれだとなんで鏡が別に鏡に倒されたってわけでもないんだし、嫌うのはわかるけど苦手っていうのは行き過ぎじゃないか？
それがそうでもないのです。女神の盾は魔眼は封じられずとも、私を倒したのは確かに鏡なのですから。
ん？
It's a mystery. It looks like there are some plot holes in the mythology regarding Medusa.
聞きたいですか、シロ？
ああ、いや、そりゃ興味はあるけど。
どうしても聞きたいですか？
いや、どうしてもって言われると。
After the story concerning Medusa, no writers for. I feel as if I shouldn't insist on it.
あ、いや、話してくれるなら聞かせてほしいです。
わかりました。あのような出来事は思い出したくないのですが、シロが聞きたいというの、あれはこの体が怪物として成長しきった後、今の私とは違うけれど、その果てにある。
The peaceful morning air somehow feels a lot more ominous and oppressive. I'm not sure if she enjoys my frightened reaction or if it's just foreshadowing a technique. Ryder quietly begins the story of her past self final moments. If this is so, then I shall bring back the head of the legendary monster, Gorgon, the son to be king of Tyrinos, and the future king of Mycenae, Perseus, said this at the banquet. The warrior most favored by the gods in the Greek world. Perseus, the son of Zeus, the king of the gods. One day of the banquet, to prove his bravery and save his mother, he vowed to defeat the monster. The faraway solitary island was one of the palaces where those exiled by the gods lived. A hideous monster lurking at the end of the world. According to the rumors, it resided in the Titan's ruins, a place resembling the cunning evil of the Sirens and the chaotic disorder of the Chimeras. Once a glorious place of the gods, there was not a trace of its former beauty left on the islet. It was now a demonic realm, like of which cannot be found elsewhere. The name of the sacred place was the Shapeless Isles. A place not even birds visit, a hell on earth. 5 noble phantasms were given to Perseus. A pair of winged sandals so he could fly through the air, a helmet that granted invisibility to his wearer, a bronze shield polished like a mirror, the gift of the goddess Athena, a snake hunter's scythe, Harpe, and finally a bag to contain the monster's head, Gibisis. No warrior in history of Greece had ever been given this many noble phantasms. Perseus equipped himself to win and gathered much information to aid him, a wealth of trustworthy weapons and a strategy to utilize them. Also, he had never seen the foe, nor ever set foot in the demon's lair. He had not a speck of fear. Until the day of the battle, until the moment he descends to the dark palace. The ice was drastically different from what we had heard before. The sun did not shine, the air was stale, and all living melted away. A hell did not permit the very existence of life, a dark palace, stained with blood. A place that would trick one into thinking that this time had already come, and he had fallen into the afterlife. Also favored by the god, Perseus had yet proved himself to a hero. He could not bear the sight of it. Perseus ran deep into the palace as if he were escaping. His dreams of slaying the monster gloriously were long gone, and longing for fame had long since left his mind. He only wanted one thing, the monster take his head and escape from the island, and quickly as possible. The stale air was burning his skin, and his feet were slowly melting away where they had touched the ground, simply stopping with spell certain defeat. The foolish challenger would perish as the monster slept quietly inside the palace. Holding his breath, suppressing the scream rising in his throat, Perseus hid his shadows as he advanced. The palace was enormous. Now it was excessively huge. Seemingly enchanted, it had no beginning and no end. Thus terrifying palace only reverted Perseus' own insignificance. Yes, it was not the palace was grand. It was just Perseus shivering and alone was like the tiny insect it inhabited. And so, a few minutes, hours later, the mirrored shield warned Perseus. The shield reflected the surroundings on its mirror-like surface. A detector of sorts, the shield shows the dark palace's layout, as well as Perseus' own heartbeat, and the heartbeat of nearby monsters fast approaching. The view distorted, a grotesque creature emerged from the darkness, yet one cannot stare at it directly. Perseus used self-suggestion to force himself to look at nothing but the shield until the very end. It was only too late to back away. A fight was inevitable. Seconds later, Perseus used through the air and assured his challenge to the monster, and then he suddenly realized that something about the legend was off. The palace was inhabited by 3 beautiful sisters, but the shield showed only 2 heartbeats. His and the monsters in front of him. Then, the heartbeats of the petrifying snake, Princess' 2 sisters, just where could have been disappeared to? A gigantic something came pulverizing the forest of stone statues in its way. That was Gorgon, the monster Perseus sensed. Perseus threw a volley of curses. You damn gods, what useless glory you promised me! There was no victory to be found in this fight from the beginning. The monsters already nearly measured enough to be called an evil god. On this impossible mission, the clevers of noble fantasy have been nothing but a life-saving equipment at best. It was not unlike a ship caught in a storm, being toyed with the raging waves. Perseus was struggling only to survive. There was no way to win, no weapons to defeat the enemy. A battle of attrition. If it may have been possible for a true hero, but Perseus had hoped to become one through his victory, he had no means to destroy the Gorgon. Perseus, who still possessed the nature of a human, the only way he could slay Gorgon would be... Perseus continued avoiding fatalities using his winged sandals, escaping the petrifying glares, and dodging the blows from the monstrous arms. But that was all he could do. The monster did feel threatened by this new offering. It was more than a mere nuisance. Roused somebody nicht? Finally had enough of fighting and opened up its own palace. Self-sealing Temple of Darkness! Breaker Gorgon! A grey magical barrier, a complement of the blood fort that enveloped the shapeless isles. Just the blood fort enveloped the world, the Temple of Darkness sealed it. The person caught his sight would have continuous imprisoned within the mind of Gorgon, and would be rid of any abilities he might have had in the outside world. The Temple of Darkness, unlike the mystic eyes, only needed a steady supply of magic energy from the Gorgon to draw on one in. Perseus had no way to avoid it. It had the total control over him. The monster, without even focusing on the fight, could. And the only way to fell the monster is to let it engage itself. Gibuses! The back that is said to have carried Medusa's head. In an instant, it swelled up, turned inside out and swallowed Perseus' whole. The concept of the word had the inside of the back became the outside, and the outside became the inside. Now, what was inside wasn't the bag contents, but in fact the outside. The Gorgon's step of darkness was aimed inside itself. The person became a mirror to the reflected Gorgon who was outside the bag. The monster's movement stopped. Trapped in the Temple of Darkness created by itself, startled by a nightmare of its inner wounds, the Gorgon suffered as Medusa. A nightmare beyond all nightmare, the monster aspired at the reflection in the mirror of its own self from a time when it still had a sense of self-awareness. And then, and there, came the one counterattack. Immortality subverting harpy sliced through the neck of the completely paralyzed snake princess. The invisibly monster became Medusa again, due to its own heart, and as if waking up from a dream, was struck down all too quickly. Nette kleine Geschichte.
以上です。何分昔の話ですし、今の私とは関わりのないことなので、細部に脚色がありますが。
She continues sipping her tea. She's just recited the story about her own beheading, yet she keeps an unprecedented level of calm.
そっか。メドゥーサ討伐ってそういう話だったのか。
はい。あれ以来自分の姿を見ることが私のトラウマとなりました。
なるほど。別に見てもダメージは受けないけど、精神的によろしくないと。
そういうことです。加えてその後、あんな若造に私をいいように使われたなどと。ええ。この上なく腹立たしい。苦手でもありますが、恩敵とも言えますね。
Ja, passt für dich sehr gut zu ihr. She must about having an urge to break every mirror she sees. Such an adolescent is an unusually emotional choice of words for a writer, though.
若造ってペルセウスのことだよな。ライダーの話じゃ、そいつも犠牲者とまではいかないまでも、騙された側っぽいけど。
ええ。そうですね。彼も神々に乗せられた一人でしょう。同情の余地はあれ、憎しみを向けるほどのものではないのですが。
ですが、
個人的にどうしても好きになれません。後に立派な人物になりましたが、それでもです。
どんなやつだったんだ、ペルセウス。
そうですね。彼がどんな人物だったかというと。
Royal thinks intently, as if digging up his image from the depths of her memories. And not long after she raised her head, seemingly surprised at the answer she came up with herself.
一言で言って成功した神事です。
That conjures up an extreme clear image in my head.
まったく実に気に食わない。これというのもあのキビシさえなかったら。
Having had the barrier turned inside out by Kibisis, Ryder ended up sealed in their own Temple of Darkness. Anyone caught in the Temple of Darkness is said to experience a nightmare that is taboo and daylight both mixed into it. However, I wonder what kind of vision was it that left her with her trauma this deep.
何を見たんだ、ライダー。いや、悪かった。悪夢なんか思い出したくもないし、話したくもないよな。変なこと聞いてすまない。
いいえ、夢はお互い様なので、私からちゃんと聞かせないと不公平です。
They straight her posture once again, but she still remains hunched over even so slightly. Like it must be an ever greater challenge to endure than the story of being beheaded.
その悪夢というのは。
メデューサ出ていらっしゃい。メデューサ
はいここにいます。何でしょう、上姉様、下姉様。
なんでしょうじゃないでしょう。今晩私と私がポセイドン様の共演に出るって知ってるわよね、あなた。
はあ、 姉様方が回収に呼ばれたことは聞いています。
Yep, ihre bösen beiden älteren
それ
Schwestern.
が何か？
ちょっと私聞いた？私たちの妹なのにどうしてこんなに使えないのよ、このデカブツは。本当に困ったものね。メドゥーサ、あなたもしかして恐竜？脳が私たちの手のひらほどもないのかしら。
姉様方？夕食の準備でしたらこれからちゃんと行いますけど。
もう本当にイライラするわね。私たちの身支度は整っているかって聞いてるのよ。
はい、支度はいたします。
いたします？もう住んでいるんじゃなくて？きっとこの子は生半可な支度をして私たちが恥をかくのを楽しみにしているのよ。
Seid doch nicht so böse zu ihr.
そんなことはありません。私は。
あら？ねえ私、この子ったら反抗的な目をしてるわよ。そうね、かわいそうだけどお灸を据えてあげないといけませんね。かわいい妹のためですもの。少しやりすぎに見えてしまうかもしれないけど心を鬼にして強制してあげないと。
上姉様、反省してます。明日から頑張りますから今日はもう許してください。
そうやって小さくなっていればいいのよ。いいわ、もうじき楽しい宴だし今日は許してあげる。
なんでしょうか、下姉様。
何のつもりよこれ。信じられない。私には衣装が3つあるように見えるのだけど。
Ja, mit uns Party.
内緒にしていたんですが実は私も招待状ですね。
ありえない。こんなものはこうよ。
ね姉様、どうしてできたばっかりのフリフリドレスの鱗おろしとかするんですか？
私ったら本当に容赦がないんだから。かわいそうに。これじゃあもうメドゥーサは宴には出られないでしょうね。
Mich üben in Aschenputtel.
ひどい下姉様、どうしてこういうことするんですか
？1000年早いって言うのよ。いいことメドゥーサ。メドゥーサの分際でパーティーに出ようなんて思い上がらないことね。そういうことは大きなお友達のパーティーができてからやることよ。もうそれは言い過ぎよ私。それだとメドゥーサは一生社交界にデビューできないもの。
上姉様、それはどういう。
私の言うことがわかんないの？あなたみたいな大女に惚れるノロマはいないってことよ。というかそんなの私たちが許さないわ。あなたに似合う男なんてそうそういるもんですか？そうね、残念だけどメドゥーサに似合う殿方は希少でしょう。キス一つとってもロマンがないようではね。
Also ich hätte nichts gegen Medusa.
殿方に背伸びをさせるなんて女性として致命的ですよ。
そんな。私だってというかそんなに背高くないと思うけど。
Mal kurz nachschauen. Servants. Rider. Medusa, the first rider. Laut Fake Net Order ist sie 1,72, was gar nicht mehr so groß ist. Ist doch schon groß, aber... Da ist sie 8 cm kleiner als ich, also...
その程度のくせに悔しかったら私たちと同じになってみなさい。
Kleiner? Giftiger?
私たちだったら美しく抱き上げていただけるけど、あなたと来たら持ち上げられるのはアトラスくらいなものじゃない。
Seid doch nicht so böse. Wie rüstet ihre Schwestern? Servants Archer. Euryale. Euryale ist 1,34 Zentimeter. Mir zu klein. Und Assassins. Steno. Auch 1,34 Zentimeter. Mir auch zu klein. Das ist böse. Besonders wiegt Medusa nur 57 Kilogramm.
わかった？今のトレンドはコンパクト&スリムってこと。農工場みたいな大女なんてお呼びじゃないのよ。ひどいです。そこまで言わなくても。泣いたところでダメ。あんたが上から涙を垂らしても、男は天井から雨漏りがしたかって思うかもね。あらあら、そこまで言ってはかわいそうよ私。知っていて。メドゥーサ、鏡を見naがらため息をついているの。メドゥーサらしい浅ましい努力だと思わない？
Ich kann verstehen, dass Medusa ihre Schwester gegessen hat.
だから私、今夜の宴でポセイドン様から王面の鏡を譲っていただこうと思っているの。
Concave Mirror? Google. Concave. Leo. Nicht Cave, Leo. Concave. Der Brennspiegel. Okay, was ist ein Brennspiegel? Hohlspiegel mit starker Wölbung. Ah, okay. Hohlspiegel mit starker Wölbung. Passt auch. Also das ist verständlich.
それなら小さく可愛らしく見えるから。いいじゃない。ポセイドン様にお願いしてとびきり大きな鏡を作ってもらいましょう。もちろんポセイドン様に尋ねられたらこう答えるわ。お恥ずかしい話ですが、私どもの妹はまっとうな鏡を制止できない心の病なのです。まあ素晴らしい。私たちってほんと妹思いのいい姉だわね。
Was für Arschlöcher.
姉様方。
And so we business past this rather close to ice.
ライダー、悪夢の話なんだけど。
気が変わりました。昔話はこれまでにしておきましょう。それにもうじき予約の時間です。
Right, gestern von der Seed. I regret asking, it really was an intensive request.
それでは失礼します。それと誤解なきように言っておくのですが、キビシスによって見せられた悪夢は、私が動きを止めたのは苦しみからではなく、今のシロと同じですよ。振り回されてばかりでしたが、あれは私にとって最良の日々だった。
She leaves with kind of smile. I can't help but feel happy seeing such a smiling face. Happy, but...
振り回されてばかりって、そんなことないぞ、ライダー。
No, but... what's with this searching feeling of companionship for Ryder? Nee, ich will die Szene haben. Ab zur Kirche! Climbing up the long hill, I finally arrive at the church. It's dark night, even though there's the single cloud and the moon is dark. The only light seems to be coming from the church. There's the ghost of a woman standing in the square, a reminder of a supernatural willow. I'm dreaming. Since when I was in a dream? Is this the first time I've seen her? I've never met her before yet. I feel I know this woman very well. The woman passes beside me as if nothing happened. I watch the ghost absent-mindedly. There's no need to rush after it. After all, this is a dream. Even if I try, I will probably just vanish like a phantom when I catch up. Plus, these things are in the way. Okay, mit denen hätte ich nicht gerechnet. I hear the chorus that I'm so used to. Even though someone told me I'm not to come here alone, I seem to have forgot that warning. However, I'm lucky this time. Lucky that this is just a dream, and soon I will awake to my usual sitting. Brutal claws run through my liver, stomach. Like a strawberry stuck with a fork. Legs. They pass through my joints, arriving at the face and neck. No, I no longer have a throat. I cannot manage a scream only. The sound of air escaping. Help! Ah! Brain slashed out. Because I'm so much pain. Because the situation is so vexing. I want to take my frustration out on some stuffed animal. Staring this silly non-resistance toy with a kitchen knife. A slaughtering act that anyone can do. Simply tasteless. I feel sick with it. Nauseous now that I'm playing the part of the stuffed animal. Oh, I'm alright. This is a dream. No, as soon as a crunching incident ends, it will be as if it had never happened. Because it will never have never happened. Because I will wake up in my next form. That bad end. Yep. Immer schade. Dann mal 4. und bis zum nächsten Stream. Bye bye.